All right, folks, here we go. This is my response to JW Survival 247 challenge. This is awesome. I love this. I love figuring stuff out. I'm telling you, I think these challenges should happen more often. They keep us sharp, they keep us thinking, they keep us distracted in a positive way, and it is fun as all get out. He laid down a challenge, in case you guys didn't hear. He said he wants to use these Sterno cans, right? Just like that one right there. These Sterno cans, if the power goes out, that's a fine idea. I think that's a great idea. These are handy. You can store a bunch of them in a cupboard. You always have them lighted and ready, okay? But he wanted me and Pinball and I think John from Prepper Nation challenged us to figure out how to make a device, not the kind that goes boom boom, but a device nonetheless that holds a Sterno can at the right distance, that's ready to go out of nothing, just whatever you could find. I got it. I got you. I got you, JW. Okay. I'll show you. So, first off, I went down and had to get me a couple Sterno cans. And wouldn't you know it, JW threw me a curve already. We've got big ones and we've got little ones. Now I've got to make something that fits both. Damn, JW. You're a rascal. So I got my Sterno cans. So then I went to my favorite place. You guessed it, where the gold is. Wally World. That's right, the liquid gold. Don't take a shovel in there. They get pissed. Trust me. Anyway, I went down and got me some golden corn. Anyway, the shorter can seems to work better, but it doesn't matter. Get yourself a can of corn, cheap, 50 cents or whatever, buck maybe at the most. Didn't pay attention because this is about the challenge. Anyway, got me some corn. You got to make sure it's an all steel can, okay? Or tin or whatever it's made out of, galvanized, got some lead in here, you know. Get you a little cuckoo, a little mercury. Oh, wait, that's tuna. Anyway, got my steel can of corn. And then I already knew what I wanted before. And I went to the coffee aisle looking for a can of coffee. And that's harder than you think now. I was surprised that most of the coffee containers are either that vacuum bag bull and plastic. I didn't think I was going to find one. I thought I was going to have to get me a big old thing, a number 10 fruit or something like that, which is fine. But I wouldn't be able to open it right away and put it into my other container in order to use it. Because then I'd want to put it in my preps. You know how that goes. I go down and get another can. It's a bad cycle. Before long, I got a garage full of number 10 cans. Whew. But fortunately, in the generic one, that's Wally World's generic, that is. I think it's good value, whatever it is. I found me a steel can, but don't get fooled. They make one that is steel on the top and bottom, but the side, you gotta look real close. And they're side by side, and all they are is different flavors, but different cans. My guess is they're switching for some reason. Maybe because they need more steel? Does that sound like World War I and II era, but mainly one, where they needed steel to make that? That's just going down a conspiracy rabbit hole. That's not what this is about, but think about it. Anyway, found me side by side. One was cardboard on the side that had a foil wrap, so it looked steel. Almost grabbed that and took it until we took a look. I had my son with me. He's sharp. Anyway, he said, "Dad, that's not steel." And I said, "Okay, well then what is it?" And he goes, "Well, it's cardboard." And I said, "Well, that won't work. Find me another one." He goes, "Well, this one right beside I think might be." And I got it. Sure enough, it's steel. So, long story short, I got me a steel number 10-ish size tin. Coffee tin works perfect. Okay, so went home, opened up the lid, took the thing out, made myself a pot of coffee, because I'm going to need it. It's a challenge, and I'm up late. Anyway, emptied out the stuff into my container. Now I've got my can, right? Okay, so I took my can there and I emptied out my corn can, cut it all the way around, take the wrappers off because they'll burn. And then I proceeded in the process. So fast forward, just like this. Now, to get there, what you need is 3 tools. That's it. You need a hammer, unless you're really strong. Need a hammer. See, I'm not. No, just kidding. Need a hammer. Need an awl, a spike, a pick, whatever you guys want to call it. That's my daddy's. I like using my dad's old tools because most of them are my great-grandpa's. And a pair of snips. Doesn't matter, right hand, left hand. You just have to work one direction. Could be center cut, the yellow ones, the red ones. Doesn't matter. Just get yourself a set of 10 snips. Oops, look at that. Okay, so I got those. So I took this one first. Set of 10 snips. Took the lid off the other side. Of course, there's not a lid on the other side, but we'll get to that in a minute. And I traced out this with a black marker, like that. And then I stuck this into there, and then I just started trimming till I had my hole made. Now I wanted it kind of snug so that way it was a little tight, and I just tapped it around like this until it fit nice and tight. So set that aside. Now I've got the other can. So as you can tell, I took this, see how that lid's up like that? That was the original can. And I emptied out the corn, made me some lunch, and grabbed another cup of coffee right here, and proceeded to wash out the can, take it, and cut little slots on it, which I bended back. Now between each of those slots, to make for air, I cut little V's like this. So, and I only bent back about 3/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch would do, probably a little better. But I bent those back, and you'll see why in just a minute. So now I got my can with some air holes in it, right there, right? So we'll set those tools down. Back comes the coffee can. Now, got the hole here done, but I need some air holes. You see that? Right there? Got me some air holes around there, and I kind of got fancy with it and went like 4 and 3 and 2. Anyway, kept it symmetrical going around there. That's to let air go through here, but not enough for the wind to blow out the flame. Okay, so now here's where the tricky part comes. This is where you're going to say, Rip, you are handy. Woo! Okay, so I got 2-size Sterno cans. That's an issue. How do I make this so it works for both? Well, the question figured itself out. Okay, so what I did, the small one already fits in there, and look at that. See how that it's just enough down from the bottom of where the pot's going to be that you got air flowing in there, and it's close enough to the pot to heat that sucker up. Okay, so as you can see, problem number 1 solved. Look at that, boom, right there. I got that. I can set my coffee cup, oops, not like that. Set my coffee cup on there, or I can set my pot or pan on here, and I've got a nice stable surface to boil some water for some coffee, or make me my corn for lunch. That being said, now you're asking, how are you going to get that big can in there? And I said, well, you know what? You got a point there because it doesn't fit. Look at that. Now, when I was young, I used to take square pegs and jam them right into that round hole. Took a little whittling, but I made it work, and my teacher got pissed. So we're not going to do that here because I don't want Mrs. pissed. Okay, so I thought to myself, how am I going to make this big can work? Well, look at that. If I just turn it around, look at that. Boom, like that. I set that on there, and look, it even has a little lock there. It actually locks in. I just take this can and go right over it like that. Boom, just like that. I can do it. Got a pan, got my coffee, I can boil water, I can make my corn. Look at that. I'm all done. Isn't that amazing? Now here's the cool part. The next time you get one of these coffee cans, and you make this little setup, if you do, you take like this, and you put that in there, and you take this like this, right? And you can flip it over, stick that one in there, and take the lid off the other one and put it right on top here. And now you have a whole kit that you can put away in the cabinet till you need it in the case of an emergency. How about that, JW? Is that rock solid, as you say? You let me know down in the, comment section, along with the rest of you. Let me know if you had any good ideas where I could have done something better. Let JW know, did I rock solid it? I think I did. Pinball, John, it's up to you now. I can't wait to see what you guys did. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also make sure to go to JW that I'm going to put in the description section. Like, share, and subscribe to him. Show him some support. He sure could need it. I'd like to see him go live. And when John and Pinball do it, well, let's root for our favorite teams. But remember, we're a big team all together. So we're really rooting for everybody to win. Be sure to do that in the comment sections. I love all of you guys. Remember, stay safe, stay secure, always be aware of your surroundings, and you know it. Be prepared for anything that may come your way. Love you guys.